Let's talk about one of the biggest, most persistent puzzles in Web3. How do we get the next 100 million people to actually use this stuff? Well, today we're diving into a really unique approach that tries to solve this, not with more complicated tech, but with something we can all understand, a fun, simple rhythm game. Right? It's the question every builder in this space is asking. For most people out there, Web3 still feels like this impossible maze of wallets, seed phrases, and a whole bunch of technical jargon. The barrier to entry is it's really high. So the big challenge is, how do you tear down that wall? I mean, what if, instead of another confusing tutorial, the front door to Web3 looked a lot more like this? Something that's actually fun, intuitive, and, familiar. That's the core idea we're exploring today, turning the friction of onboarding into the flow of a game. And that brings us right to the project at the center of all this, CryptoSprunks. So let's dig in and see exactly how they're trying to game a new path forward for the entire ecosystem. So here's the big idea. CryptoSprunks takes a gaming format that's already a proven viral hit and just infuses it with crypto culture. See, it's not about teaching the complexities of blockchain. It's about creating a fantastic experience where Web3 is just part of the world. The mission is really that simple. Bring more people into the fold through the universal language of play. Now, when we look under the hood at its core attributes, you can really see the strategy. First, they're aiming for mass appeal by being on web, iOS, and Android. The content is obviously crypto-themed, but the really clever part seems to be the focus on premium music. We're talking jazz, lo-fi, EDM, that makes the game immersive and high quality on its own, even before you get to any of the Web3 stuff. But let's be real, for any of this to actually work, the game has to be great. It has to be fun to play. So let's shift gears and look at the player experience, which is clearly built from the ground up to be enjoyable, not a chore. And this is where they really tackle some of the biggest frustrations in Web3 gaming. That first point, frictionless onboarding, is huge. No wallets, no registration required to just start playing. They're signaling a user-first mentality right out of the gate. And that's backed up by the high-quality music, and this is a big one, no intrusive ads to ruin the flow. So, once you have a game that people actually want to play, that becomes the foundation for your entire business model. Now let's see how that fun gameplay is designed to create a massive advantage for other crypto projects that are trying to grow. And that advantage, it starts with scale. The projection here is for 180,000 players within just the first 6 months. Now, if you're a partner project, that's a significant, engaged audience that you can tap into from day one. But it's not just about the raw numbers. It's about the type of audience. The projected mix is fascinating. You've got 68% who are already crypto native. They get the space. But then you have that crucial 32% of mainstream gamers, which is exactly the audience everyone in Web3 is trying so hard to reach. So you take that audience, and it translates into a really compelling metric for growth. The projections suggest that each partner could acquire over 2,100 new users. So we're moving beyond just brand awareness here and into tangible, measurable user acquisition. Okay, so you might be thinking, how is this different from just running a normal ad campaign? Well, that's where they introduce their key differentiator, the one word that really changes the whole game: permanence. This is the absolute core of their entire value proposition. So instead of a banner ad that disappears after a week, partners get this incredibly deep integration package. This means a custom-branded hub right inside the game, their own unique characters that reflect their project, and even inclusion in official NFT drops. It's a multi-layered way to build a real, lasting presence. And you can see how it all connects right here. On the one hand, you have the deep in-game experience, the characters and branding a player sees every time they play. But on the other hand, that presence extends out to a discovery platform, which is designed to keep driving traffic and value back to the partners for the long haul. Of course, something this valuable has to be a two-way street. The model is all about a symbiotic value exchange. For providing this permanent, high-visibility platform, CryptoSprunks is looking for a commensurate reward. It's about making sure both parties are fully invested in each other's success. And honestly, when you put it side by side, the difference is just night and day, isn't it? Traditional ads are temporary, they have a high upfront cost, and they're usually disruptive. The CryptoSprunks model offers permanence, a mutually beneficial cost structure, and an organic integration that actually adds to the user's experience instead of taking away from it. So what's next for the project? A strong model is one thing, but execution is everything.
The team is already in the process of integrating strategic partners right now. And then the whole thing culminates in September 2025 with the full multi-platform launch across web, iOS, and Android.
And all of this really leads us to a final, much bigger question for the whole industry. In a world that's so often defined by short-lived hype cycles, could a model based on permanent organic integration be the new standard for growth? It really makes you think about whether the future of marketing in Web3 lies not in temporary ads, but in building lasting value directly into the platforms that users already know and love. For anyone who wants to dig in and see this for themselves, the team has a demo you can play right now. You can also explore their wider ecosystem or get in touch with them directly using the links you see here. Thanks for tuning in.